time for round 2, ding ding, of our special series on the Figures Toy Company line celebrating the 1966 Batman TV show starring Adam West and Burt Ward. For this round, we have a couple alter egos and a couple nasty villains.
It's Egghead, and I have been looking forward to doing this episode because I love this figure. When I first got this in the box, I looked at this and I thought, oh, that looks cool. Lots of details. I was impressed with it. Also, Egghead is a little bit different, a little bit of a departure because he was a villain who was created for the 1960s Batman TV series, and there were several of those villains. We'll see others as we go along in this figure series, but he was created specifically for the series, and he really characterizes the campiness that the series came to be known for, this villain Egghead. And also another reason I've been looking forward to this, he was played by the amazing Vincent Price. Quite a departure for him, this role, because of course he made a career out of the horror genre, and he tended toward things like my favorite authors, Nathaniel Hawthorne and Edgar Allan Poe, and he tended toward the macabre. And so to play this crazy Egghead character really was different for him. Now, he debuted in the second season of the Batman show. It was October 19th, 1966. The episode was called An Egg Grows in Gotham, and of course there was the conclusion of it the following week, a two-parter. And then he returned in the third season of the show to team up with Olga, Queen of the Cossacks, who was played by Ann Baxter, to get into lots of trouble with her, committing crimes all over the place. Vincent Price himself was born May 27th, 1911, and he died October 25th, 1993. He was 82. I remember when he died. It was kind of a big deal. Just a big career for this actor, and lots of notable roles that he had, and just so talented. Oh my goodness, so talented. So let's take a look at Egghead, taking the plastic off first of all, because this is an out-of-the-box experience. Packaging, nice light colors, in keeping with the color palette that they use for his costuming, white and yellow there. So we see lots of nice little light yellow and white and darker yellow trim and all of that. You can see here's a scene where he had a big giant egg. You know, there was an episode, and the one episode that I really remember from him, although I've seen every episode of the show, just not in a long time now, but there was one episode where he had like this big solid gold egg, and I want to say it was like this big in relation to him, in relation to the figure. And I just remember that scene so vividly. I don't know why. And I was just online researching this before I shot this episode. I couldn't figure out which episode it was. It sounds like it might have been the very last appearance, because he is credited for 7 episodes, Egghead and Vincent Price. And it might have been the last one let me see, The Odd Couple, I think it was called, but it was in the 3rd season, and again, a team up with Ann Baxter, and they go around stealing a bunch of stuff, so maybe it was that. But if you can correct me on that, if you can set me straight, comment below, because I want to know which episode that was. I've got to rewatch that one first when I watch all these episodes again. Okay, so let's get them out of there. We'll take a glance real quick at the back. Same thing we've been seeing the past few weeks for this series by Figures Toy Company. Just a different color scheme in the background. All right, let's take this guy out. Excellent. He was always full of bad puns. Use the word egg. Love it. Okay, so he's on the base, and we're going to unhook him in the very typical places, like around the neck and around his 2 feet. I'm going to get him out of this packaging for this basically out-of-the-box experience. All right, very satiny suit. Yeah, very soft and rather shiny, a little bit of a sheen to it. Basically, I think the same fabric that we saw last week on Penguin, only white instead of black. And look on the back with the tail, similar to Penguin's, a little button on each side, so nice detail. So we've got the 2 buttons in the front, we've got elastic here, and there's our tag that we've come to expect from these Figures Toy Company figures. This scarf, or I guess some kind of variation of the bow tie, I don't know if it has a name. Is that an ascot, is it? Not really. It's like it's just pinned in place. I don't know. It probably has a name, so if you know that, comment on it too. But it's a little bit off kilter because the Velcro is not quite meeting here. So we got a Velcro in the front of his mustard yellow shirt. Well, okay, egg yellow shirt. Oh, how could I call it mustard yellow? Although you might have mustard with eggs, who knows. And then in the back, Velcro on the back of his pants. Interesting thing I noted while he was still in the box, oh yeah, okay, I wondered about that. Because I was looking at this figure earlier, you could tell that this is all one piece. As far as detail to the costuming, I always love noticing these things. At the end of his coat sleeve, his jacket sleeve, you have the cuff. You have a little piece of fabric meant to simulate the cuff of the shirt he's wearing underneath. But lo and behold, it's actually rough cut off. It's not a finished edge there. Interesting. It's not hemmed. But they wanted to make it look like it was the shirt coming out. Oop. A little bit out of joint here. Get back in there. Wow, you can see like the pin and everything in there. So yeah, we'll just put that back on. Interesting thing though, because I know, you know, when they go to the trouble of level of detail to provide separate pieces for some of these outfits, it's interesting to note something like that. Look at these nice stripings down the side of his pants. He's got black loafers on, I think just like what we saw on Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. Look like it. And just everywhere the normal flesh tone, and of course our normal articulation. Oh look, he's got the simulated little handkerchief in his pocket here, but way up high. Is it really that high? No, like right there. You can see it's at the normal place that a man would have that on his jacket, but it's way up high here. It's almost on his shoulder. So yeah, what about this face? I have to tell you, because I've been reading the comic series for Batman 66, I also read the crossover series with the Green Hornet. And of course, in the crossover series, you saw the character that Roger C. Carmel played on the series, Colonel Gum, it was, right? And I always confuse it with what he played on Star Trek, which was Harry Mudd, in a couple episodes of the original Star Trek series of about that same time. When I saw this guy in the box, I'm like, that looks like Harry Mudd to me. Maybe I'm way off. Does that look like Vincent Price to you? I don't know. He's got like, I don't know if it's like added jowl here or something, or maybe it's the way his brow comes down. He just reminds me more of Roger C. Carmel. But nice egg-shaped head. Definitely a special mold for this figure. Oh, we like it. We like it, yes. I think all in all, a very dapper dude here. And a nice addition to the collection, especially since he's so different. This one and King Tut I've been looking forward to as well, because King Tut, I felt like when I saw it in the box, I'm like, oh, they did a good job on that. So stay tuned. We're going to be looking at all of them in future weeks on Terrific TV Toys.